everybody, Metal Jesus here, and I've got a good friend of mine,
the immortal John Hancock here.
And we're going to be talking about some hidden gems on the Nintendo 64. John brought some of his favorite games for us to check out, so let's get into it.
I've got some really cool hidden gems on the Nintendo 64 that I brought for us to check out, and an extra bonus that we're going to check out. First up, one of my all-time favorite games, definitely a hidden gem. It's not Pilot Wings, which I have the cart to Pilot Wings, but it's actually not Pilot Wings.
I actually used to work at Sierra Soft in the 90s, and we loved this game at the office. I mean, we played it all the time. We actually wanted to make a game kind of like it, but the higher-ups scrapped it. But man, the memories working at Sierra, I'll never forget, and I'll never let you not know that I worked at Sierra.
I brought this because the game I'm talking about is Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64, and a lot of people play Pilot Wings instead of Super Mario 64, which some consider is the better game. A lot of gamers do. So this is why I brought Pilot Wings, because I don't have a copy of Super Mario 64. As you know, is kind of rare. As you saw, the WADA auction sold for a lot of money. So I don't have that kind of money, but I do have Pilot Wings. And Mario 64 is really cool. It's got, you know, he jumps around. There's a castle. It's got the princess. It's got Bowser. It's got everything in a Mario game, but this time it's 3D.
Everybody was playing Pilot Wings, like you said. So it's turned into a really kind of a holy grail amongst collectors. And one actually sold at auction recently for over $1 million. So that shows you how rare the game is.
So I highly recommend checking that out if you've got a few $100,000 laying around, or you know, whatever it costs these days. So check that out. Up next is Yoshi's Story. Now this is Yoshi got his own game, and it turned out that actually it's a 2D game, or like it's kind of 3D sometimes, but it's on the 64. Which is known to be a 3D gaming console. So nobody bought it because they said that's a bunch of junk, and nobody bought it.
So I'm going to play dumb here and pretend like I don't know what game you're talking about. What is it, like a 2D Yoshi side-scroller? Huh, that sounds kind of fun.
So it's a hidden gem, and it's got Yoshi, and he licks stuff and he eats it with his tongue. He puts it in his, here, he licks it up, and the whole point is that you got I never beat it, but you think what you're doing is you're saving the princess. It's gotta be Donkey Kong 64. Love this game. It's again a 2D game that somehow they turned it into a 3D game. Crazy minds at Rare.
So they turned the 2D side-scroller Donkey Kong into a 3D platformer? Man, that's crazy. That sounds insane. I don't know. Only the minds at Rare would be able to do something like that.
So this one is it's got all the Donkey Kong family. Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Cranky Kong, and the other ones. And there's the big crocodile. King K. Rool is what his name is. Yellow cart. It's got the signature yellow cart. The only yellow game on Nintendo. So that's pretty cool. And it's really a lot of fun. I didn't beat this one either, but it's a hidden gem. Got a smile. Love this game. Super Smash Boys. Definitely a hidden gem while everybody else was playing Mortal Kombat, sorry, and Street Fighter and the likes of these. Diehard Nintendo fans were playing Super Smash Boys, and picture this. It's got all the Nintendo characters in the game, and they're fighting each other. And that's not what you'd expect from Nintendo. What you'd usually expect is that they are doing something fun and friendly. But this time they're fighting, and it's a lot of fun. Me and my family play it. It's a lot of fun. I hope they make a sequel to it someday, and certainly is a must-own for the Nintendo 64.
So let me get this straight. You play as different Nintendo characters fighting each other? Huh, I guess that's why they call it Smash Bros. Sounds like a lot of fun, man. I'd love to check that out and have some fun play with Kelsey.
Before we get into our last game, I wanted to show off a peripheral, which is kind of sought after by collectors. It's the Nintendo 64 memory card. This one's fat. As you can see, I got the fat version. For some reason, I think mine is faulty because it won't save my game, but it shakes my controller when I play it. So I don't know if there's some kind of misfiring going on in there in the circuitry, but I do have one just for the shelf. You need some games, you need this to save, and I do have it.
You're telling me this thing right here can make my controller shake? That's crazy. 90s tech. Wow. We would have loved to have had something like this at the Sierra office. Have I ever mentioned that I worked at Sierra Soft in the 90s, and we used to make all kinds of games, and it was actually crazy.
And finally, Mario Kart 64. This is the disc version, and I got this one from Ian. Shout out to Ian. See you podcast. I got this one from him at PAX West. He sold it to me, and he said that this is the double D 64 disc version. So we got to get that to play it. But I'm assuming not really anybody's ever played this because no one had, and it didn't release in America, the 64 DD. So, Jesus, you're going to have to get your hands on one, and we're going to have to check this out. But because I looked at the game, and it looks like a heck of a mess of fun.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard about the disc system, and yeah, I think that is one of the disc system games. So we're going to have to get one of those to check it out. But man, the game footage looks cool, and the game box art looks awesome. So really looking forward to checking that out. Thanks for bringing that by, John. That's just a few amazing games that we consider hidden gems on the Nintendo 64. Thanks so much for bringing those by, John, and talking to the audience about them with me. And we learned a lot today, and I'm really happy to have you as a friend and cherish you and all of our hidden gem adventures that we have on and off camera. But yeah, so thank you for coming by, and I guess we'll see you guys in the... What are you doing, John?
I gotta let these guys know, if you're fucking with anybody from the Metal Jesus crew, any type of disc video, disc track, we'll run through. This is a 22, but it'll drop your ass, motherfucker. Oh. And I gotta say, stop. MJR for life.
John, you're scaring me right now.
We keep it loked up. We keep it 100, John, and we roll deep. All right, so we will find out where you live. We got a full team of doxers on Jesus' payroll, and we will find you. All right, so watch your back.